Wouldn't you, girls? Wouldn't you, Elphaba? Wouldn't you, Ginger? Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Black River Survival. And on today's show, I was going to basically just kind of show you guys around the Downtown Homestead that we've built. There's a lot of discussion and there's a lot of people kind of going into this stuff because they want to be more self-sufficient and they want to be able to provide for themselves without having to depend on anyone else. And there is a lot of preparation and planning that goes into this kind of stuff so that you can effectively raise food, have livestock, and do it on a relatively small amount of land. So even if you're not able to completely supply all of your needs, you can definitely make a big dent in your food supply needs without having to actually go out and buy a homestead or a big plot of land or whatever. So, I mean, we live in a downtown urban area, and we basically have a 1/10 of an acre. And we live on a typical city street, and we don't have much land, but we've tried to make pretty good use of what we do have up to this point. So let me give you guys a little backstory, and then I'll give you a small tour of what we're looking like this winter right now in preparation for the new season in 2015. So here you go. So as you can see, a lot of stuff was built around here, and it was a complete and total departure from what we were used to. I mean, we were suburban kids, and lived in a normal neighborhood, no prior farming experience or anything like that. But we've grown quite a bit since then as well. So let me give you guys kind of a look at what we're working with right now, and what we hope to accomplish in the upcoming years. This is our house here on a typical downtown city lot. We didn't have a whole lot of grass to begin with, but we did have this small hill here, and on the empty lots next to us that came with the house, we had a lot of mowing left to do here. But what we've decided to do essentially is basically turn this entire front hill into an herb garden. So we started planting herbs here last year, and we had a lot of different stuff growing: echinacea, cilantro, sage, pineapple sage, rosemary, And we hope to just have it all filled up, all of it filled up. And that way we don't actually have to mow the grass here anymore. Now typically out here in the front of the homes, you'll have these little strips of grass that you know, you end up having to mow as well. I think what we're going to end up doing this next year coming up is we're just going to box these in, and we're going to probably end up growing all of our sweet potatoes out here in these. That should give us several hundred pounds, maybe, you know, a couple 100 pounds worth of sweet potatoes. You're looking at about 30 to 50 foot strip from there all the way to there, and that'll take out all this mowing activity. On the side of the house, we only have this very small strip, and for the most part during the summer it's shady. But what we ended up deciding to do is we grabbed a couple of small pallet boxes that we put together, and we basically grew all of our leafy greens in this area. Leafy greens don't require a ton of sun, just a few hours a day. So we ended up growing spinach and kale and beets and some romaine lettuce and mixed green color. I guess what it's called is just multicolored lettuce. It's real pretty stuff. So we just put all of our mixed greens over here in this area because it wasn't being used anyway, and it only leaves us with a small little area left to mow if we absolutely have to. So after we got the side yard all fenced in, that's when we decided to start making our boxes. And we had about 15 or 20 different crops growing on this very, very small little plot. It's not much, it's all raised beds. And basically what it did was provide us with about 200 pounds worth of extra food over the last 2 years that we've grown out here. Typically we'll keep some strawberries in this box here. Some green beans were there last year. I think we had green beans there as well. So, and we do rotate our crops out. Right here I believe we had corn. Over there we had some corn, and in this box we had corn. And we had peppers here, and we had several different mixes of peppers. We had green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, jalapeno peppers, and some sweet banana peppers. Over here in this box, we put our potatoes, and back here in these two back boxes, we had some potatoes. Over there we had tomatoes and some cabbage, and over here we had 2 or 3 different types of tomatoes in those boxes as well. I think we had some romaine Roma tomatoes, and we also had some beefsteak tomatoes in there. So around the tree, I mean, it was basically just all roots. There wasn't much that we could do with this area here. So what we ended up doing was we just put down a bunch of peppermint and spearmint around the tree area, since we couldn't grow any traditional crops. And basically what the spearmint and peppermint do is they help to attract the butterflies and the bees. So we planted all that. I think we planted about 32 little plants, and they really took off this past year. And I'm telling you, the bees and the butterflies were all over the place. It was pretty amazing at how many pollinators that we ended up having here in the garden this year. Pretty phenomenal indeed. As you've probably been hearing, we've got chickens on the Downtown Homestead, and I'm telling you, they're actually really wonderful animals to have out here, because not only do they give us eggs, but they also give us all the fertilizer that we could possibly want. So let me introduce you. So these are my chickens, our chickens actually. We have 6 hens and 1 rooster. We built this coop probably 2.5 years ago, I suppose. We built this with the intention of giving them an enclosed run so that they could still get out of the coop from inside there, and still be able to roam around, get their exercise and all that kind of stuff without us having to worry about the neighborhood dogs or neighborhood cats or rats. And we've even had possums and skunks in downtown, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. And so far, everyone has lived, everyone's happy, everyone's healthy, and this really works out good. We usually average about 1.5 dozen eggs per week from 6 hens, so more than enough to keep us fed. Sometimes 2 dozen. A lot of times we'll come out here and we get 4 eggs a day, so really works out good. And we are planning to attach some a gutter here to the top of the coop, and we're going to start collecting the rainwater in our rain barrels here, and that way we can feed the garden or water the garden. And like I said, as far as chickens go, they also produce lots of poo. So we just take shredded paper and we line their coop with shredded paper, and because paper is obviously recyclable, we can just toss it here into the composter, and then we take the compost that we've stored up all year long, and then put it directly back into the garden where it gets fully fertilized for the season. A lot of times during this time of year, we'll just let the chickens come out and pick and eat all the weeds and bugs and stuff like that out here in the garden, and that basically keeps us from having to do a lot of post-season work. Not to mention it gives them something nutritional to eat after the growing season's over, because we never let them out while we're growing stuff because they would just ruin it. Wouldn't you, girls? Wouldn't you, Elphaba? Wouldn't you, Ginger? So down here on the homestead, we also grow quite a bit of fruits and berries to supplement our sweet tooth. So let me talk a little bit about that. So right here in front of the chicken coop, we have raspberries. Of course, it's wintertime, so everything looks a little drab and a little ugly, but we've got raspberries growing here. Not much really grows here in this area because of this big tree, so the roots are pretty prevalent, but it's really hard to kill raspberries. So we're growing raspberries there. If we go across here, this is our blackberry bush. We just planted this one last year, and it was only about this tall, and it grew into all of this. I'd say we probably got about 10 pounds of raspberries off this one bush, and we're basically just going to let it take over the entire bed here in front of the deck area. Over here on this side, we just have some ornamentals, some hydrangeas and stuff like that. But we did decide to plant a grapevine. And we planted this last year as well, and it was just a little bitty old thing. Wasn't hardly anything there at all. And now it's already grown all the way across. The fence way over there has already taken over a lot of the fence here, and has really done well for what it is. I did save some of the seeds, and I'll be planting some more all along the fence row here. We didn't harvest anything this year because they usually say that the grapes are no good for the first couple years, but I ate a few, and they actually turned out pretty good as far as I'm concerned. So I figured that next year we'll actually maybe do some real harvesting. So I'll be cutting these back just before the growing season starts next year, and we'll be good to go. So guys, I hope that this has encouraged you to get started on something at your own house. It's not nearly as bad as you would think. It's very easy to get started. All you need is a good, strong drive and a good, decent work ethic. You don't have to kill yourself to make it happen, but it's so rewarding to be able to grow your own food, raise a little livestock in town, and I get fresh eggs every day. So that right there is payoff in and of itself. So if you guys have any comments or questions about anything you saw here today, just go ahead and leave those down in the comment section below, and I'll let you guys know. And we hope to see you guys right here again on Black Raven Survival. I'm your host, Smoke Bucket. See you guys later.